From the charming modern classics to the full-fledged adventure tourers, the 270-degree parallel twin engine is being used everywhere these days. And unlike the other parallel twins, everybody seems to love it, especially its V-twin-like exhaust note. The traditional parallel twins are often being criticized for the lack of character. It fails to add a sense of drama to the ride as the V-twin or a flat twin does. But despite that, many manufacturers around the world have some sort of parallel twin engine in their arsenal. That's because when compared to the former mentioned engine layouts like the V-twin or a flat twin, the parallel twins are more compact, relatively simple and cheaper to make. A 270-degree parallel twin engine combines the best of both worlds, the compactness and the simplicity of a parallel twin and the fun character of a V-twin. But before going any further, let's talk about the figure 270. The 270-degree refers to the ignition timing. To be more specific, it is the crank angle at which the spark is being produced by the spark plug in the combustion chamber near the end of the compression stroke. To understand what makes an engine with 270-degree crank so special, first we need to have a basic understanding about the other two different types of parallel twin engines. In a typical parallel twin engine with a 180-degree crank, the ignition takes place at each cylinder at 180-degree and 540-degree respectively, which means that the 180-degree crank offers the most uneven firing interval. Due to that, this engine suffers with a special type of vibration which is unique to the parallel twins called a rocking couple. The engine with a 360-degree crank, however, has more even firing order than an engine with 180-degree crank. But since both pistons are moving up and down at the same time, it has the mechanical balance of a big single, which is not very appealing. So again, a balance shaft is an absolute necessary. That's where a 270-degree crank comes into play. It offers the best of both worlds. In an engine with a 270-degree crank, the firing happens at 270-degree and 450-degree respectively, which is same as that of a 90-degree V-twin, and therefore it sounds and feels like a 90-degree V-twin. It offers a better engine balance than a 360-degree crank and a lower rocking couple than a 180-degree crank. But it still requires a balance shaft at higher engine speed to eliminate the vibrations completely. Another benefit is that as one piston is stationary, the other is moving, unlike the others where both pistons stops simultaneously. This gives it a much better primary balance than the other types of parallel twin engines, making it much smoother than what its rumbly exhaust may suggest. Since one piston is always moving, the crank speed fluctuates much less during a cycle. This results in a much linear torque delivery to the drive line, which in turn provides a much consistent traction at the rear wheel. You can feel that especially when you crack open the throttle out of a corner. At this point, some of you might be thinking, why don't the manufacturers just build a 90-degree V-twin and be done with it? Well, the V-twin engines are thinner than other twin-cylinder engine layouts. It allows the designer to build a narrow motorcycle. But when you are designing a modern retro classic, it needs to look cool, but at the same time, it has to be on par with the handling standards of a modern motorcycle. And that's where the V-twins become restrictive. Even though the V-twins are thinner than other twin-cylinder engines, they have a longer profile. This restricts the freedom of the chassis designer to move the engine around for achieving the optimal center of gravity without compromising on the aesthetics of the motorcycle. It's the unique combination of character and convenience that allows the 270-degree parallel twin to stand out and to become the preferred choice of many motorcycles, especially the modern classics.